took 3 hours to reply, and suddenly your entire mood changed. You checked your phone again, then again. You opened the chat, stared at the last scene, replayed your last message in your head, and started wondering if you said something wrong. Meanwhile, he was probably living his day normally while your mind created 10 different stories in silence. Sound familiar? Here's the truth nobody tells you. When a man is genuinely excited about you, you rarely feel confused. You don't sit there decoding dry texts, questioning your worth, or begging for consistency. A man who truly values you may get busy sometimes, yes, but he doesn't leave you emotionally starving. The problem is that many women mistake inconsistency for mystery and emotional distance for attractiveness. They think if he replies late, acts cold, or disappears randomly, it means he's hard to get or emotionally deep. No, sometimes it simply means you are giving someone priority access to your emotions while they are giving you leftover attention. And that hurts because attachment doesn't happen logically, it happens emotionally. The moment you start liking someone, your brain begins searching for reassurance. A delayed reply suddenly feels personal. One dry message can ruin your entire night. You tell yourself not to care, but you still check your phone every few minutes hoping his name appears on the screen. This is where emotional imbalance begins. The dangerous part is not his late reply. The dangerous part is how quickly you abandon your own peace while waiting for someone else to validate your existence. Think about it carefully. Why does one delayed message have the power to destroy your confidence? Because deep down you connected his attention to your value. When he replies fast, you feel wanted. When he disappears, you feel rejected. That emotional dependency is exactly what keeps people trapped in confusing situationships for months or even years. Real connection should not feel like emotional survival. It should feel calm, stable, safe, yet modern dating has normalized emotional unavailability so much that bare minimum effort now feels special. A good morning text feels relative. A quick reply feels rare. Consistency feels suspicious because chaos became familiar. And many women keep making the same mistake. They focus more on understanding his behavior than protecting their own emotional health. They ask, why is he taking so long to reply, instead of asking, why am I allowing one person's inconsistency to control my emotions this much? That question changes everything. Because confidence is not pretending not to care. Confidence is knowing your worth even when someone fails to recognize it. A high-value woman does not panic over delayed replies because her life is bigger than one conversation. She has goals, routines, passions, self-respect, and emotional control. She enjoys connection without losing herself inside it. But when loneliness enters the picture, even intelligent people begin accepting emotional crumbs. You start making excuses for behavior you would normally never tolerate. Maybe he's busy, maybe he's stressed, maybe he's scared of commitment. Meanwhile, consistency takes effort from both sides, not confusion from one side only. If someone can spend hours online posting stories, liking posts, watching reels, and texting others, but cannot send you one honest message, understand the message hidden behind the silence. People make time for what emotionally matters to them. That truth hurts, but accepting it saves you from wasting years chasing to touch you instead of reality. Another painful truth is this: some men enjoy attention more than commitment. They like knowing you are emotionally available. They like your reactions, your energy, your affection, your loyalty. But they do not necessarily want responsibility. So they give just enough attention to keep you emotionally attached while avoiding real consistency. One day they act obsessed. The next day they vanish. That emotional roller coaster creates addiction because uncertainty increases emotional obsession. Your brain starts craving their attention like a reward system. The more inconsistent they become, the more emotionally attached you feel. This is why emotionally unavailable people often become the hardest to forget. Not because they loved you deeply, but because your nervous system became addicted to temporary validation. And the saddest part? Many women blame themselves for someone else's inconsistency. They think they were too much, too emotional, too available, too caring. No, wanting reassurance does not make you needy. Wanting consistency does not make you weak. The right person will never punish you for asking for emotional clarity. The right person will not make you feel guilty for wanting effort. Healthy love communicates. Healthy love reassures. Healthy love does not disappear every time emotions become real. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is stop romanticizing confusion. Stop interpreting mixed signals as hidden feelings. Stop believing that if you love harder, understand deeper, or stay longer, someone will suddenly become emotionally mature. You cannot heal someone through your suffering. You cannot convince someone to value you by overgiving. And you definitely cannot build a real relationship through anxiety, guessing games, and emotional inconsistency. Watch how people behave when they truly care. They check on you naturally. They remember details. They communicate even during busy days. They don't leave you emotionally guessing all the time. Effort looks obvious when interest is genuine. The internet has convinced many women to play emotional games to keep a man interested. Wait longer before replying, pretend not to care, act distant, make him chase. But real connection is not built through manipulation. It is built through mutual effort, emotional maturity, honesty, and consistency. If someone only values you when you withdraw your energy, that is not love. That is ego and emotional convenience. Also remember this carefully. Silence itself is communication. When someone repeatedly disappears without explanation for emotional conversations, or only text when bored or lonely, they are showing you their emotional availability very clearly. People reveal their intentions through patterns, not promises. A single sweet message means nothing if the overall behavior creates insecurity. Actions always speak louder than temporary attention.
The moment you stop chasing inconsistent energy, your self-respect returns. Your mind becomes peaceful again. You stop staring at your phone all night. You stop creating fake scenarios in your head. You stop shrinking yourself just to keep someone interested. And suddenly, you realize something powerful. The anxiety was never love. Real love does not leave you constantly confused. Real love feels emotionally safe. There's a difference between missing someone and losing yourself because of them. Never confuse attachment with connection. Sometimes you are not in love with the person. You're addicted to the hope of finally being chosen by them. That hope can keep people emotionally trapped for years, but healing begins the moment you stop chasing closure from someone who keeps creating confusion. If he takes hours to reply once in a while, relax. People get busy. There's responsibilities, stress, work, and personal lives. But if delayed replies come with emotion and inconsistency, mixed signals, disappearing acts, and low effort repeatedly, stop ignoring the pattern. You deserve communication that does not make you overthink every small detail. You deserve someone who makes effort feel natural instead of rare. Most importantly, you deserve peace. Never beg for attention from someone who knows your value yet treats your presence like an option. The strongest women are not the ones who never feel emotional pain. They are the ones who finally decide that their self-worth is too important to place in someone else's unread messages. So the next time he takes hours to reply, don't immediately assume you are losing him. Instead, ask yourself something more important. Are you losing yourself while waiting? Because no text message is worth sacrificing your confidence, your peace, your sleep, or your emotional stability. The right person will never make you feel like affection must be earned through suffering.